with these examples here. Find the 10th and nth term of the GP 5, 25, 125 and so on. So as we can see in this GP, the first term is 5. And what about the common ratio? Common ratio is 25 by 5, that is 5. So first term is 5, common ratio is 5. I need 10th term. So 10th term will be equal to A, that is the first term, R raised to power 10 minus 1. I have not written it directly so that you are comfortable with the formula first. So I'll replace this A with 5, R also with 5, and this is 10 minus 1. So this is 5 raised to power 9 and this is 5. In total I have 5 raised to power 10 here. This is the 10th term. Okay. What about the nth term? Nth term of this GP will be first term into common ratio raised to n minus 1. So 5 into 5 raised to n minus 1. So that will be effectively 5 raised to power n. This is the nth term of the given GP. Alright. The next question is, which term of the GP up to n terms is this? So we need to find out which term is this, and the GP is this one. So in this GP, if you see, the first term is 2, and what is the common ratio? Common ratio, or small r, it is equal to 8 by 2, that is 4, right? Now which term will be this term? Let us say the kth term will be this term. So what is the kth term? First term into common ratio raised to k minus 1. This is the kth term. Let kth term be equal to 131072. Now what I need to find is value of k. This is the question. Okay. And what is A? A is 2. So let me put it here. What is R? R is 4. So 4 raised to power k minus 1. And it is equal to 131072. Now I can take this 2 on the right hand side. So if I divide the right hand side by 2, it will become 2 6 are 12, 1 2 5s are 10, then again 2 5s are 10, 2 3s are 6, 2 6 are 12. So I'll have this number on the right hand side, and this is 4 raised to certain power. Now you need to determine which power of 4 will give you this number. Now up to 4 raised to power 4, right? 4 into 4 is 16, into 4 64, into 4 256, right? This goes on like this. If you see the even powers of 4 end with 6. And what about odd powers? Odd powers end with 4. What I mean is, the last digit of this number will be 6. So this number here has to be some even power of 4. Okay, so you check just the even powers. 4 raised to power 4 we know is 256. So now you multiply 256 with 16 and check for 4 raised to power 6, and then you check for 4 raised to power 8 by multiplying this number with 16, or you can check it any way you want, because this is simple calculation part. I am going to tell you that 4 raised to 8th power is this number. This number is 4 raised to 8th power. Now I leave it on you to check it yourself. I have given you a fair idea how to check this number. So 4 raised to 8th power is this number written on the right hand side, and on the left hand side I have 4 raised to power k minus 1. So what should be the value of k? K should be equal to 9, right? This is 4 raised to power k minus 1. This is 8. So k minus 1 is equal to 8. That will give me k equal to 9. Hence, the ninth term of this GP is going to be equal to 131072. Next question is, in a GP, the third and third term is 24. So how do I write this information mathematically? That first term into common ratio raised to power 3 minus 1, that is 2. So AR squared is 24. I have written it mathematically directly. You need to start this question like this. Let us assume first term to be A and common ratio to be R. Then the third term is equal to 24. That means A R raised to power 3 minus 1 is equal to 24. Then you will write this expression. Okay, so that is how you have to write in your examination. But to understand what I am writing is enough. So the sixth term is 192. I can write this information mathematically as A R raised to power 5 is equal to 192. Let it be the second equation. I need to find the 10th term. So when I am supposed to find the 10th term, that means A10, that means I need to find A R raised to power 9. For that, I need just two information, that is value of A and value of R. If I can obtain value of A and R from the given information, then I can easily find the 10th term by putting those values here. Now let us see how can we find that. If I divide the second equation by the first, what will I have? AR raised to power 5 divided by AR squared will be equal to 192 by 24. If you see, A can be cancelled and it will be equal to R cubed will be equal to, how much is this? This is 12 2s are 24, 12 1s are, and then 7, 12 6 are 72. So this is going to be 8. R cubed is equal to 8. That means R is equal to 2. Right? So if R is equal to 2, then what is the value of A? Let me put R equal to 2 in first equation and find out. So A into 2 squared is equal to 24. What can you say about A? This is 4, this is 24, so A is equal to 6. A is 6, R is 2. What will be the 10th term? 10th term of this GP will be A, that is 6, into what is R? R is 2. So 2 raised to power 9. Alright, so 2 raised to power 9, and this can further be written as 3 into 2 raised to power 10. Right? 6 is what? 2 into 3. So one of the 2 into 3, right? 3 is here. 2 I am merged with this. Why? Because I know 2 raised to power 10 is 1024. So that is easy for me to calculate. So this is 3072. This is the 10th term of the given GP. Alright, let us look at the next question. You can memorize these, some of the things like this. 2 raised to power 10 is 1024. Okay. And certain other powers of 2, 3 and 4 you should memorize so that you can attempt the questions faster than the others. Or let me say it in other way, that you should not waste a lot of time on calculating these numbers, so that you can save your time to do some more questions, right, which are a little more conceptual. Find the sum of n terms and the sum of 5 terms of the geometric series. What is the geometric series? 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 4 by 9 plus dot dot dot. So first term is given as 1. What is the common ratio? I can divide any term with its preceding term. So 2 by 3 by 1, it is equal to 2 by 3. First term is 1, common ratio is 2 by 3. I need to find sum of first n terms and sum of first 5 terms. Okay. So what will be sum of first n terms? Sn. It is A 1 minus R raised to power n divided by 1 minus R. This is the formula. So I am going to put the values in this formula. A is 1, 1 minus r raised to power n. So 2 by 3 raised to power n divided by 1 minus 2 by 3. So that will give me 1 minus 2 by 3 will give me 1 by 3 in the denominator. So 1 by 3 when I bring it in the numerator will come out to be 3. So it is 3 into 1 minus 2 by 3 raised to nth power. This is the sum up to n terms, sum of first n terms. Now what will be the sum of first 5 terms of this GP? I just need to replace this n with 5. So S5, sum of first 5 terms will be equal to 3 into 1 minus 2 by 3 raised to power 5. And what is it exactly? 3 into 1 minus 2 raised to power 5 is 32. 3 raised to power 5 is 243. So this is 3 into 243 minus 32 divided by 243. This can be written as 81. So this is 11. So 211 by 81. This is the sum of first 5 terms of this GP. Okay. So I've done nothing. I've just applied this formula for sum of first n terms of a GP here. Okay. How many terms of the GP? 3, 3 by 2, 3 by 4 are needed to give the sum this. So what is this GP? First term is 3. What is the common ratio? Common ratio is 3 by 2 divided by 3. So that is 1 by 2. Okay. And how many terms are required? Let us say n terms are required. Now I just need to find value of n. Okay. And what is the sum? Sum is 3069 by 512. 3069 by 512. This is sum of first n terms of the GP with first term as 3 and common ratio as 1 by 2. So let me put a formula for this. A 1 minus 1 by 2 raised to power n let me write value of a also. 3 into, because we already know the formula, right? I don't have to write it again and again. Divided by 1 minus r. So this is 1 minus 1 by 2, which is 1 by 2. If I bring it in the numerator, it will be 2. So 2 into 3 will become 6 here, right? And it is 1 minus 1 by 2 raised to power n. I need to find value of n now. Okay. Now this is the calculation part left. So I can write it as 2 here, and then on the left hand side 1 0 2 3, right? And then this 2 can go in the denominator and it will multiply with this. So what I'll be left with is 1023 by 1024, and it is equal to 1 minus half raised to nth power. Now this will give me 1 by 2 raised to nth power equals 1 minus 1023 by 1024. This has become very easy now, which is 1 by 1024. We know 1024 is 2 raised to 10th power. So this is 2 raised to 9th power, 2 raised to n. This is 2 raised to 10. So n is equal to 10. I hope you understand this, right? So how many terms are required to give the sum 3069 by 512? 10 terms are required to give the required sum. The sum of first 3 terms of a GP is 13 by 12. So whenever we have to take odd number of terms in a GP, we take those terms like this. We write a first, then multiply a with common ratio and write next term, and then divide a with common ratio and write the preceding term. So I had to select only 3 terms. I will select these 3 as my terms of the first three terms of this GP. Why do I do that? Because when I am given the information that the product is -1. So if you see, when I multiply these, R will get cancelled, right? So that will save me a lot of calculation. If I select the terms like this, whenever you have to select odd number of terms, you select terms symmetric to A, right? You write A first. Let us say I have to select 5 terms. So the next term I'll write is AR, and the next term I'll write is AR squared. Then I'll write A by R here and A by R squared here. This is how I will select 5 terms. Now this is the first term. Okay, and what is the common ratio? Common ratio is R. So let us come to this question now. These are the 3 terms that I have selected: A by R, A and AR. Let these be the first 3 terms of this GP, and sum of these 3 terms is 13 by 12. So let me write it like this: A by R plus A plus AR is given as 13 by 12. Okay, and their product is -1. So let me write it here. Their product is -1. Now if you see, R can directly be cancelled and A cubed is equal to -1. So A will be equal to -1 because I just need the real root. This is a cubic polynomial, right? So it will have 3 roots, out of which 2 are imaginary, 1 is real. This is the real root that I have written. If you don't understand it, you need to visit the complex number lecture where we have dealt with such equations. If you write it like this can be factorized: A plus 1, A squared minus A plus 1 equals 0. Now this will give you A equal to -1, and this will give you 2 imaginary roots, which we are not concerned with in this question because we are dealing with real numbers here. This is the first term, A equal to, no, this is not the first term, this is value of A, which is -1, because first term here will be A by R. Alright, so let us proceed to the question. Now I have found that A is equal to -1. Okay, let me put it here. So it will become -1 by R minus 1 minus R, and it is equal to 13 by 12. So this will become a quadratic. Let me multiply both sides with R, or you can simplify it a little bit further, then multiply it like this. If I club these 2 terms and take them on right hand side, this will become R plus 1 by R, and if I bring this on the left, this will become -13 by 12 minus 1, right? So here it will become R squared plus 1 divided by R, and on the left hand side I'll have -25 by 12. Now you have to cross multiply. So this will give you -25R equals 12R square plus 12. Now the quadratic that I've got is 12R square plus 25R plus 12 equals 0. So as we can see, this is 12 into 12 is 144. So we can easily factorize it into 16 into 9. Right? So let me write it: 12R square plus 16R plus 9R plus 12 is equal to 0. Right? If I take 4R common, it will give me 3R plus 4, and then if I take 3 common, 3R plus 4. So the factors are, let me change the color. What are the factors that I've got? I've got 3R plus 4 into 4R plus 3 equals 0. So R will either be -4 by 3 or it will be equal to -3 by 4. So these are the 2 possibilities for the common ratio. So this is your answer for the first part of this question, that common ratio is either -4 by 3 or -3 by 4. And then we need to find the terms, right? So to find the terms, what were the terms? A by R, A and AR. What is A by R? First I am considering this to be my common ratio, -4 by 3. right? So minus 1 divided by minus 4 by 3. A is minus 1. A into R is minus 1 into minus 4 by 3. So one of the GPs will be this. This will be 3 by 4 minus 1, 4 by 3, right? When the common ratio is minus 4 by 3. Now another possibility is when R is equal to minus 3 by 4, right? When R is minus 3 by 4 and A is minus 1, so A by R will become 4 by 3 and A is minus 1. A into R will become 3 by 4. So these are the terms when R is equal to minus 3 by 4, and these were the terms when R is taken as minus 4 by 3, and we need to write both the answers because both are correct. Now this is a specific question, the 15th example. We need to memorize the first two steps only, right? If we can do that, we will be able to solve all such problems, right, where we have to deal with such sequences. Now this is not a GP if you see directly, but we will convert it into a GP and we will deal every question of this format in the same manner that I'm going to teach you right now. So I need to find sum of this sequence up to n terms. 7 plus 77 plus 777. So I don't have a direct formula as this is not a GP up to n terms, right? So what I do is I'll take 7 outside. So if I take 7 outside, I'll have 1 plus 11 plus 111 plus 1111 plus and so on, right? Now one more step that you have to see in mathematics, there are a lot of things which are intuitive, but there are things that come with experience, right? Or you can say when you practice a variety of problems, you know how to deal with such problems. So this is one of those problems where these first two steps you have to take care of. If you take 7 outside, now the inside the bracket, if you see, there are 1 plus 11 plus 111. If I now write them as 9 plus 9, what I'm doing is I'm dividing and multiplying this with 9. So this is the second step that I need to perform. So inside the bracket, if you see, I've written them in this form: 9 9 9 1 9 9 9, and the next step is 7 by 9 outside. You write it as 10 minus 1, 100 minus 1, 1000 minus 1, and so on. These are n such terms, right? On this pattern you have to write n terms. Now 7 by 9 into, I'll separate these ones, right? So I will write it in this form: 10 plus 100 plus 1000 plus and so on. I will also write the nth term, give me a moment, and then minus 1 plus 1 plus 1, how many times? N times. Okay. Now you need to write it like this: 7 by 9. This is 10 raised to power 1. This is 10 raised to power 2. This is 10 raised to power 3. I hope you got the idea that we have converted it into a GP. Now I know there are n terms that are written here in this bracket. This is 10 raised to power 1. This is 10 raised to power 2. So the nth term will be 10 raised to power n. Right? So we have written the first part of this bracket, right? Now what is this? This is 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times. So this will give you n and you have to subtract it. So minus n. Now you can easily calculate this one because this is a GP with first term as 10 and common ratio as 10. So the required sum will be 7 by 9 into the first part, which is a GP. First term is 10, common ratio is 10, and how many terms? N terms, minus 1 divided by 10 minus 1. okay, and then minus n. This is going to be the sum, required sum. This is the desired sum of this sequence given here, which was not originally GP. So what we did was we took 7 common and then divided and multiplied it with 9. Then after it came into this format, 9, 99, 999, we wrote it like this: 10 minus 1, 100 minus 1, 1000 minus 1, and so on. So we separated these ones, and rest we got it as a GP, which we can easily solve because the first term is 10 and common ratio is 10, and this was n. I hope you got the idea which I want to convey here. This is 9, right? A person has 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great grandparents, and so on. Find the number of his ancestors during the 10 generations preceding his own. Okay. So 2 parents, and we need to find number of his ancestors, right? So we will add these 2 and then 4 and then 8, and we need to go up to 10 generations. So 10 terms. What I mean to say is we need to find the sum of this sequence, which is clearly a GP, right? 2, 4, 8. We are multiplying with it with 2, right? So we need to find the sum of a GP with first term as 2, common ratio as 2, and number of terms as 10. This is the question. Okay. So what is the number of his ancestors? Number of his ancestors is equal to a r raised to power 10 minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So this is 2 into, this is 1024, right? Minus 1, and in the denominator it is 1. So 2 into 1023, which is 2046. This is your answer. Alright, this was a simple question of geometric progression. Alright, insert 3 numbers between 1 and 256 so that the resulting sequence is a GP. This is an easier one. 1 and 256. Let these 3 numbers be G1, G2 and G3. And now this resulting sequence is a GP. What does it mean? Now in this GP, if you see, what is the number of terms? Number of terms is 3 terms that I've inserted and 2 terms that were already there. So total number of terms is 5, right? So which term is this? This is 5th term. 25 is equal to first term, that is 1, into common ratio raised to power 5 minus 1, that is 4. So this is the, this term is the 5th term, but this is not 25, this is 256, right? Because r raised to power 4 has to give me something. So this is 256, this was my mistake. Okay, r raised to power 4 is 256. That means now we know that 4 raised to power 4 is 256, but this is an even power. So what I mean to say is minus 4 raised to power 4 is also 256. So r will be plus minus 4. Okay, and we need to insert 3 numbers. So I'll take r as 4 first, then write the number. So what will be the numbers? 1. The first number here will be 4. This will be 16. This will be 64, and then 256. So these will be the numbers when I'm taking r as 4, when I'm taking r as negative 4, because both answers are valid, right? When I'm taking r as negative 4, then G1 will be minus 4, G2 will be 16, G3 will be minus 64, and then 256. So these will be the numbers when r is equal to minus 4. So these two are the possible set of numbers. if arithmetic mean and geometric mean of two positive numbers a and b are 10 and 8, how do I write this information mathematically? Am of a and b, that is a plus b by 2, it is given equal to 10. So what is the sum of these numbers? It is 20. Geometric mean of these two numbers is 8. So how can I write it? That square root of a into b is equal to 8. Hence I can say that ab is equal to 64. Right? Now I need to find these numbers. If I can find a minus b, and I've got a plus b already, then using these two equations, that the value of this and value of a plus b, then these are simple linear equations, and I hope you will be able to solve them very quickly. So I just need to find a minus b. Okay, this is how I am doing this question. So what is a minus b? A minus b whole squared, if you think about it for a moment, it is nothing but a squared plus b squared minus 2ab, right? Now if you add and subtract, let us say you can write it like this: a square plus b square plus 2ab and minus 4ab. Can we write it like this? Yes. This is what? This is a plus b whole squared and minus 4 into ab. A minus b whole squared, if I want to obtain, I can do it like this: a plus b whole squared minus 4 into ab, and a plus b I know, ab I know. I can simply put these values here: 20 squared minus 4 into 64, and I'll be able to obtain a minus b whole squared, which is 400 minus, this is, I could have taken something common, then it would have been a little simpler. Yes, let me do it. If I take 2 outside of this bracket, it will become 4, and inside I'll have 10 squared, right? What I mean to say is this is 400. So if I write it as 10, 4 into 10 squared, it is equally good. So what I have done is I have taken 4 outside, and it will be 10 squared minus 64 here. Now this is 4, this is what? This is 36, right? Right? And I can further write, because this is a square, right? So I will have to take the square root. Square root of 4 is 2, square root of 36 is 6. So it is going to be 12, right? But this is square, right? So a minus b will be plus minus 12. It will be either 12 or it will be minus 12. So I'll have to check both the options. So first let me solve with a plus b equal to 20 and a minus b equal to 12. 2a will be equal to 32 and a will be equal to 16 in that case. Okay, and if a is 16, b will obviously be equal to 4. So one of the answers is 16 and 4, where a is 16 and b is 4. This is one of the answers. Another case will be when a minus b is minus 12. So a plus b is equal to 20. Let me change the color. I think I won't be able to change the color right now, but I hope I will write it here. I hope you have got the idea. You can do it yourself also. A plus b is equal to 20. A minus b is equal to minus 12. Now if I add these two, I'll get 2a equals 8, right? And that will give me a equal to 4, and obviously b will be equal to 16 because their sum is 20. So one of the cases, one of the answers is 16 comma 4, other is 4 comma 16. That is, a is 16, b is 4, or a is 4, b is 16. In both the cases, the given statement is valid. So this was about examples of this exercise. In the next lecture, we will do the exercise. Which exercise is this? This is exercise 9.3.